We were definitely a marked team going into the season, but that was no different than any McQuaid team year in and year out.
This was a battle-tested team. These are guys that had been in wars, certainly a couple years before as sophomores when they kind of cut their teeth on the varsity, LEMCKE and Fox for sure, but then throughout the City Catholic League. I mean, City Catholic League basketball then was really, really good.
Going into our senior year, we felt we had something to prove, but I think we also felt, we had a bit of an air of arrogance to ourselves, and that got chopped down pretty quick early in the season as we went to some of these different tournaments and weren't winning.
We were a unique McQuaid team where we had several players where basketball was not their #1 sport.
We didn't really gel as a team until probably midway through the season. Because if you look, if you look at the banner back there, we had 7 or 8 losses.
When you have a bunch of seniors on your team, that could be a blessing and a curse. You're going through a year when these guys are all trying to play college basketball of worrying about, where you're going next year, who's watching, what are your stats, a bunch of selfish things that really take away from being successful as a team.
They were selfless.
Selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, selfish.
That they were concerned about the team. Their first thought was, what's going to be best for the team? Not, how am I going to raise my stats? How many three-pointers am I going to get tonight? But the whole team was concerned more about, okay, what's the play that I need to do right now that's going to get us the points, that's going to help us win the game.
Sectionals came around. I believe we were an 8 seed. Nobody thought we were going to come around, but I knew where we stood and how much talent we had.
The first round game in the War Memorial in sectionals, we were down by about 4 points with 2 or 3 minutes to go to a team, Spencerport, that we should have blown out by 20 points. But it was that moment in that game when we were down and we had to come back when I realized that no one was going to stop us.
The sectional title was great. I was ready for states. The sectional title didn't really finish our season, so it was phenomenal. It was just a step to another destination.
I remember the first time we went, we couldn't believe we were going. This was the state tournament, and of course, personally, I didn't think we were going to win. I thought it's just enough to be here. How could we win states? Then to come back the second time, it was like, holy cow, never thought we'd be coming here again.
Going into the state tournament in the Final Four, I think we were ranked maybe 20th in the state, and we went in and played Henniger, who had Division I players on it, some great athletes. All the Syracuse papers were saying how they were going to beat us, and we were huge underdogs, and we had no shot. And we beat them by, I think, 15, 16 points.
They blitzed Henniger, and it was one of those things where Henniger didn't know what hit him. And I think McQuaid built up such a big lead. Henniger had a tough time coming back into the game, and I think McQuaid had all this confidence from knowing what they did in the first half that they just rode that wave through the second half and right into the state championship.
Nothing can beat the feeling of being there in Glens Falls, winning a state championship and celebrating, with your teammates, your brothers who you've grinded with for 4 or 5 years to get to that point.
We understood the legacy, and certainly felt some pressure to live up to that legacy, but obviously happy now that we were able to deliver on that.
They were just an amazing ball club, and they played amazing basketball.